Saint with Sister Prisca. Thank you for joining. And without wasting your time, I want to talk about something very simple and unique, something very powerful, which I know you would like. Learning makes you beautiful. It's not the kind of beauty that we see in the mirror. It is not the beauty that we see in fashion. I mean the beauty that grows inside of you. That is education. Many of us think that education has nothing to do with whom we are and what we become. Let me tell you, education is an important tool. For you to succeed in this life, you must learn to do something. You must learn and act. Whatever you choose to do depends on you. Whatever you do with your time will determine what you become. Many people begin to attach learning or beauty as something secondary. They think that they can do without learning, without education. Let me tell you, if you are uneducated, you have limited possibilities to succeed, to progress, because learning it requires you engaging your time, your resources, every of your attention to get yourself a skill that will help you better your condition. And in doing so, it will make you to become a different person, a transformed person, a mature person, a person that will have regard in the society, irrespective of where you belong, irrespective of where you come from, because education has nothing else to give to us than to add value to our life. When you learn, something changes in the way you see the world. You start to notice more. You start to listen more. You start to understand more. Learning makes you beautiful. It is not that beauty that people may think that they can see in fashion or even in their external form. Learning brings out that beauty which neither the mirror can just say it, because your existence, everything about you becomes transformed, and you will begin to have value in your own life, both in your family, as an individual, even in the society. You must learn something in order to help you grow and become a better person, an independent person. You cannot fold your hands and expect miracles to happen. You must get yourself busy with something. You must have a handiwork, whatever it is, but always remember you have to learn something, and you have to do it in such a way that it will add value to your life. Education is very beautiful. And when you are educated, when you are a learned person, it changes your way of judging people. It changes your way of listening to people. It changes the way you react to things. You ask better questions. You compose yourself very well, and it helps you to understand people from different cultures background and even from different orientation. Learning teaches you to become humble, because it reminds you that you don't know how to do everything, and you need to understand others the same way you would want them to understand you. And you have to bear in mind another thing. There is something very attractive about someone who can say, I don't know yet, but I'm willing to learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because when you ask questions, you learn. And when you learn, you become wiser, because you learn from somebody else who have already known how to do it. Learning beautifies whom you are. And it builds that trust because you have undergone that preparation, that transformation. Because learning requires discipline, and it disciplines you because you need to be patient to learn, to understand others, and be able to apply it in your own life. And when you learn that act, you will not be quick to judging others. You will begin to see, judge, act, and love. You'll be able to excuse other people's mistakes. That is the reason for you to add beauty to your life. You require patience. You need to be kind. You need to learn the art of listening. Don't be too quick in passing judgment to others. These are the beauty that learning helps you to acquire. And it changes that confidence that you have, even when you speak. Many of us find it difficult to express ourselves in the public, or even to express ourselves before someone we do not know. We begin to quiver, we begin to have fear because we did not prepare ourselves in just moments that someone can call us even without our preparation. And when you learn something, it makes you to become kinder. When you read, you listen and learn from people who are different from us. Learning grants you the possibility to listen to somebody whom you do not know, because already you have acquired the basics, and you'll be able to assimilate when other people talk, because the basic knowledge for you to apprehend whatever anybody is telling you is already there in existence. Learning helps you to get better opportunities. Without learning, you will not be able to have much opportunities even to succeed in this our existential planet. When you learn, you begin to understand that many stories, even when they tell them as jokes, these are things that may have happened in other people's own life. A learning mind stays younger. It does not matter how old you are, because education has no age. If you're curious, you are alive. And that is the reason most times many of us sit in front of a television listening to news, just because we have got the basic of listening, learning, and understanding other people's own story. And we'll be able to pass our own comments based on what level of learning we have already acquired. Learning does not only happen in school. We learn from work, we learn from our families, we learn from relationships, we learn from failures, and we learn from life itself. That is why many say that life is a school, and you have no other place to live other than by living that life. Every experience has something to teach us if we are willing to reflect inside of us without rushing. Everything that happens to us has something, a message to pass to us. Our time, our learning also help us to become who we are. It shapes our character, it shapes our attitude. It teaches us patience, honesty, and resilience. It tells us to respond and not to react. And character is a kind of beauty that never fades. Because if you have a good character, people will always want to stay with you. You will be able to improve and become a better person. It will help you to become somebody of value that when people hear your name, they already know whom you are, what you're capable of. If you're a person of honor, the reason we quote some persons in our lives is because that person, in one time or the other, may have learned something and was able to pass it to other persons. And that is the reason when we make quotes or nuggets, we read out from other people's own intelligence what they have been able to craft with what they got through learning or what they were being inspired. No matter how inspired you are, without learning, you will not be able to distinguish what is what. So, if you ever feel unsure of whatever you're doing and you remember that there is something lacking in you, keep yourself busy. Learn something new. Keep learning. Don't be afraid to ask questions and keep listening to other persons because by listening, you try to equip yourself. Learning makes you beautiful because in that act of learning, you begin to experience that there is always something, knowledge that grows inside you without you knowing it. And you begin to have confidence, even in speaking and interacting with other persons. This is one of the things that learning can help you make. So, the next one, learning opens your heart as well as your mind because reading, listening, and experiencing new ideas help you to understand different life and culture. We become more open when we learn from other people's own story and we begin to understand them and the beauty of their culture just because we allow that education to pass through us. Education is not only found in classroom. Education is something that happens to us at different times, different moments. Beauty that never fades come through education because knowledge reduces fear and understanding replaces our assumption, our awareness begin to balance because when you learn, you gain the tool to navigate challenges, you manage your emotions and make and informed choices because that stability you've already created it in your sense of reasoning and peace is beautiful. These are the things when you learn through education, it makes you become a true version of whom you are. Learning makes you be beautiful because it transforms you from the inside out and it shapes your mind and strengthens your character. Dear listener, what do you understand by the word education, learning? What is beauty for you? And if you feel that you have a special gift to give to another person, let it be education. Because when you are willing to offer someone a beautiful gift, allow the person to be independent by granting the person an opportunity to learn something, because the world is beautiful. So you have to see life, you have to listen to it, and you have to touch and try what you experience. Imagine a future without projects. Imagine a life without programming. That is, if you forget to prepare yourself very well, you will remain handicapped forever. Independence is about keeping a healthy distance from everything, and you can only know that through education. You can always find the solution to whatever people are saying. Try to comprehend them, because education gives you a different lifestyle, a new habit that will keep your way of experiencing things and even translating them based on the lesson or the transformation or even the teaching that you yourself have already passed through. That is why many times someone will say, learn from the learned ones, listen to those who have the experience, because they too have already gone through that process. Learning requires a process. And when you go through that process, at the initial time, it could be tasking. But when you learn the process, it becomes easier for you. And you have to remember that learning makes your lifestyle easier. It makes you to become more friendly with others. It makes you to socialize with many other persons. Learning has made it possible for you and I to listen to one another, or made me to have the opportunity to speak with you, and you are there listening to me. Without education, it wouldn't have been possible. So you have to know that education is the primary tool of survival. We learn to walk, we learn to talk, we need to master different crafts. We will not make money without learning. Think about what you knew last year and try to check the knowledge you have got today. The question is, has learning become easier for you, or does it make things so difficult for you? I want to give you an idea. If you treat learning like a game that makes you to attune to the world, you will be able to fix yourself easier in the society. You'll be able to do the right thing at the right time. You'll be able to give the correct answers to questions when needed, and you'll be able to apply wisdom where you are being required to, because wisdom is the true beauty that will never leave you as you get aged. As you keep growing day by day, you become more wiser, you become more learned. You apply the things you have learned from other persons in your own daily life, and it will begin to transform everything about you. You begin to realize the mistakes you make. It will help you to be able to excuse others when they offend you. You'll be able to know the things that value, and it will help you to manage and handle your life in the best way it is. Learning is beautiful, and it adds beauty to yourself. Imagine coming close to a beautiful lady, very beautiful, that you would want to stay with her. But if the lady doesn't know how to cook, doesn't know how to do anything, I believe that her beauty is just gone, because in life, nobody would want to stay with someone who is not resourceful, somebody who cannot produce something meaningful with his or her God given talents. Laughter breeds in healthier life situation in you. Because when you see some persons, you'll be able to know where you can laugh, where you can maybe become more serious or even try to enter into their own story. You cannot stay with somebody who might be sick and you begin to laugh. Education has made it such a way that you learn the basic things. Some of the education are the things we get from our own families because our parents have been the first educators we had. They have already helped us to learn the basic things. Going to school, we have different and better opportunities to refine and to grow more. And as we finish our school, life teaches us the remaining part of it. So strive to educate yourself so that you will not be able to be left behind. It's just something very simple. Let's take it this way. You having your cell phone, and in that your phone, there are some that requires updates. And if you don't do the update, your phone or that application will not be able to function very well. That is a sign you have to do about learning, about education. You need to update yourself. You need to do things. You need to follow what is happening in our society, learning the good things about life. Because when you learn them, you'll be able to know where and how to apply them. But without education, you are lost. Because money is not everything in life. That is the reason you might be rich without education. You are missing a lot. And you might have the education without the money. You are still missing. So you need to do things in such a way that you'll be able to balance yourself and make yourself a better person. Consider education. Try to learn something doing. Our society today requires us to be productive. Learn to do a work. If you are learning whatever it is you want to learn, you can do manual work, you can do crafty work, you can equally engage yourself into education, into the proper university studies, wherever you can fit in. The most important thing is that you have to learn something that will be able to help you to support life and to live a good life. You need to be productive. Allow the world around you to know you for a particular thing. It is not just by looking around, seeing what other people are doing, being creative without you being part of it. Love is the heart of everything. And in that love, you have to make it creative. You have to make it a learning process. You have to impact it into others without more stress. When you learn, you'll be able to love others better in the way that that person, you will not go beyond, maybe, will I call it, to a particular limit that both of you will be able to reach to comprehension. Always remember that if you're a right person, you have opportunities to explore the world. We are in the modern age. In this generation, the social media, the innovation of technology have made it something important for every one of us to learn something, if not for anything, how to use the phone, to use some apps for communication. Because without that, you will continue to remain analog. You wouldn't be able to communicate with those around you faster. Most of the communication, the things that we want, have already been made available by those who have used learning as a tool to create the things that we enjoy today. Those who have engaged themselves in learning have done the translation so that we can hear people with different languages using another instrument that will help us to translate. What can you do to help the society? Let's just put it this way. What can you do to add value to your own life? What can you do in order to create and make an impact in this life? What can you do in order to make those around you feel your presence? Be creative. Give yourself an opportunity to do better and beautiful things. You are very intelligent. You are gifted. Use your resources to add value to this world. And by so doing, the world will remember you for the good you have done. Don't forget, in everything you are doing, put God first. Ask Him to enlighten you. Ask Him to give you the grace to do what you need to do, to know what to do and to do them properly. Learn how to be appreciative. Appreciate those who have helped you in different forms. It is charity to always appreciate those who have helped us. When we learn that act of gratitude, when we learn to say thank you to other people, it will open more doors for us to learn better because education makes you beautiful. You know, when you're beautiful, people will always want to come closer to you and it will make you to become more attractive. Everyone will be longing to stay very close to you. But when you don't have anything to offer to others, to the society, almost everybody will ignore you. For this reason, never underestimate education because learning adds beauty to your life and you learn because education is involved. Learning makes you free. It gives you a percentage of freedom that you'll be able to apply your own personal sense of judgment and extra meaning. You'll be able to help others. Things will not frighten you without meaning. There is one. That is what we can say about learning that makes you beautiful. I would want to read your response, your comments at the comment section. If you have a different opinion about the topic, learning makes you beautiful, I would want to read them at the comment section. And please, if you have other suggestions on how better we can make this channel grow, don't hesitate to drop your contribution. I am Sister Prisca in a moment with Sister Prisca. Thank you and may God bless you for your time, for listening to us. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, share the link, and invite others to join us. God bless you. Till our next publication and live stream. Don't forget to visit other videos on the channel and drop your comments. God bless you.